You guys realize you're mad at me because your team is mediocre and your players are ranked 1,263 in the nation. How am I the bad person for pointing out the flaws? Here's what I have a problem with. To the Notre Dame fan base, Ohio State serves one point, one purpose: not letting Michigan win anything. We don't like either one of you, but I personally like Michigan a lot less. So your program's usefulness to my group, a lot of them used to be at least they're preventing Michigan from doing anything or being anything. Now that you guys have not done that, there's no warm feelings at all. Like, if you don't do that, you're worthless to us. And you haven't done that. You totally allowed on your watch the worst possible scenario for me in football. You allowed it. So I think a lot of people in the Notre Dame lane, we have no use for Ohio State. Your one useful purpose used to be to make Michigan people miserable. Now you don't even do that. So you're worthless to us. Like, I don't know, like, if you feel like it's a little more pointed this year, you interacting here, that's why. We used to have somewhat of a symbiotic relationship where at least, yeah, I don't like Ohio State, and I definitely don't like most of their fans, but at least they beat up Michigan, and I had respect for that, of you being the ultimate gatekeeper, preventing them from doing anything. You've totally blown that, so I have no practical use for you at all. The worst case scenario for me in college football, your group allowed to happen on your watch. Not 1 year, not 2 years. It was a 3-year process that you allowed it all to happen, let it all fester, and ushered them into a championship. You guys did that. You were the gatekeepers. That was your main role, and you failed. Therefore, we're done with you. You lost your utility. The only reason any of us even played nice with the Ohio State people was because of what you used to do to Michigan. Now we don't have that. There's no utility now. And oh, we spent $13 million on NIL and we're getting ready. We're serious this year. It's too late. It does not matter to me if you win the next 4 college football playoffs in a row. I will never forgive you for what you allowed Michigan to do. It's over. I will never forgive it. I'll have an axe to grind till the day I die. But it's infuriating that you guys sat around with your Ohio State arrogance for 3 years thinking you're better than Michigan just because you've been better than Michigan, didn't do anything, let them rise up and work you over. I don't respect that. So I don't care how much money you're spending now. And if you win the title this year, I don't care. You just allowed the worst case scenario to happen on your watch. You have no utility to us. That was your one redeeming quality of Ohio State. The one single redeeming quality was you used to block Michigan out and make their lives miserable. You don't do that anymore. So you have no practical utility to Notre Dame at all. So if you feel like people are a little more harsh towards Ohio State, that's why. You used to provide us with one thing. Now you don't even do that. So that's the issue Notre Dame people have with Ohio State. So you want to brag about how much you're spending now in the offseason and what's going to happen or whatever. That's fine. It can all happen. But you already let the one thing that could never happen in our lifetimes happen. And I'll never forgive you for it. You had 3 years to figure this shit out, and you didn't. You guys sat there and said, we see what's happening, and we're losing to them, but I still think we're better than them, and we don't have to change anything. Your arrogance is what allowed that Michigan thing to happen. Because you didn't adapt, you didn't adjust, you didn't do anything. You just came on here and said, we're still better than you, and we don't need to change anything. Now look what happened. So I have no respect for that. That Ohio State arrogance is the reason you let Michigan rise up for 3 years, thinking you didn't have to change anything. And you let all of America down. And it doesn't matter to me if you win the next 5 titles in a row. You already let the one happen that couldn't in our lifetimes. That's on you guys. I'm having myself a morning. So, fine, Kent. Oh, you don't have real talent. Look at what Ohio State's bringing in. We're used to guys that are top 3 at their position and your guys aren't or whatever. Dude, you just let Michigan clown you and stomp on your nuts 3 years in a row. You made them heroes. You guys have the responsibility on behalf of all of college football to prevent it, and you rolled over and let them happen. And you were too arrogant to even admit anything was going on or that you needed to change. That's the kicker. It isn't just losing to them the couple times or whatever. It was the Ohio State, the unique arrogance of Ohio State to think this is okay. It's okay. We don't need to change anything. We're still better than that, whatever. 1 loss, 2 loss, 3 loss, title. You allowed it all to happen. So you lost your practical utility doing that. And so you could brag about whatever you're going to do. It doesn't matter. You already let that one happen. So, and I see a lot of Ohio State people that just don't talk about it, block it out of their minds. They don't want to even think about that Michigan thing at all. They don't want to think about it. You could do that, but it still happened. And it's still on your record. Like that, you were the gatekeeper of that. And you let the world down 3 years in a row. All because of Ohio State arrogance. Specifically because of Ohio State arrogance. We don't need to do anything different. Everything we're doing is fine. Our NIL is good enough to compete. Okay, don't worry about Little Michigan. It's just one lucky thing or whatever. Your arrogance is what caused this situation. It means nothing to me that you're trying to fix it now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter now because the worst case scenario happened and we all got to live with it forever.